I cut off my uncle after he tried to claim my dad's business. When I was 16, my dad's small construction company suddenly took off. Nothing flashy, but steady contracts, good money, and for the first time we weren't stressing about bills. My dad never talked about numbers, but we could tell things were different when he paid off our mortgage, replaced his 20-year-old truck, and helped my aunt refinance her house. My uncle, his younger brother, started hanging around a lot more after that. He'd always been in and out of jobs, lots of big ideas, not much follow-through. After high school, I worked summers at my dad's company doing paperwork and site runs. My uncle also worked there, but mostly he showed up late, left early, and spent more time telling people he was basically a co-owner than actually doing anything. Dad never corrected him. He hated confrontation. When I was 23, my dad was diagnosed with a heart condition. It wasn't immediately life-threatening, but it scared him enough to get his affairs in order. One night, he sat me down and showed me the paperwork. The company, the house, everything was being left to me. He told me he trusted me to run things responsibly. He also made a point of saying, very clearly, that my uncle was not an owner, partner, or beneficiary. He even had a lawyer explain it again in front of both of us a few weeks later, so there would be no confusion. My dad passed unexpectedly a year later. At first, my uncle was supportive. He helped organize the funeral, checked in on me, told everyone how proud my dad was of me. Then, about 6 months in, things started changing. He began introducing himself to clients as the one taking over. He started signing emails with the company, name under his own. He'd tell employees that I was handling paperwork while he managed the real work. I tried correcting him gently at first. He brushed it off, said it was just easier that way. Then he started pushing harder. He told me my dad would have wanted him in charge because he had more experience. He said it was unfair that everything went to me just because I was the kid. Things finally exploded during a meeting with a major client. My uncle showed up uninvited and started negotiating terms like he had authority. I stopped the meeting and said he didn't work for the company anymore. The room went silent. He laughed and said I couldn't fire him from his own business. That's when I pulled out the paperwork, ownership documents, legal filings, everything in my name. He lost it. Accused me of manipulating my dad, said I took advantage of him when he was sick. Claimed my dad promised him half the company years ago. That never happened. My dad had been crystal clear. I told my uncle he had 2 weeks to return company equipment and stop contacting clients. Security escorted him out. The fallout was brutal. Family members started calling saying I'd betrayed him, that I was tearing the family apart. His wife messaged me saying I'd destroyed their livelihood. My cousin posted vague things online about greed and blood not meaning anything anymore. What they left out was that my uncle had never paid into the business, never invested a dollar, and had taken a salary the entire time without contributing much of anything. My dad had supported him for years. A month later, my lawyer sent cease and desist letters because he was still claiming involvement. That finally stopped him. I haven't spoken to him since. The company is doing fine. Harder without my dad, but stable. Sometimes I still feel guilty, mostly about how messy it got. But every time I reread my dad's notes, his actual handwriting saying, he trusted me, I remember why I did what I did. He didn't want this to be a fight. He just didn't expect someone else to start one.